Breaking news. The New York Yankees are in mid-season form. Giancarlo Stanton is undergoing medical tests in New York. He is done with spring training and he is straight to New York due to his tennis elbow in both arms. Our literal best hitter. Our most consistent hitter. I understand you're going to say, oh, what about Judge? Well, Giancarlo Stanton was twice the hitter that Judge was last time in the playoffs. And I don't want no slander in the comments, no slander on Twitter on Stanton being hurt, being, oh, he's made out of paper. You know what? After that generational playoff run, he deserves a pass. If anyone deserves a pass, it's him and it's Tim Hill and Luke Weaver. And that's it. Everybody else, you're going to be under some criticism. But he is hurt, and it's kind of hurting the Yankees because we've got an owner that does not care. Because apparently the New York Yankees, the team that brings in the most revenue, is out of loot? What? Excuse you. Out of what? Sorry? Out of loot? Loot. What, are we playing Fortnite here? What is it? What is Hal Steinbrenner doing and Brian Cashman? Y'all playing duos or something? Out of loot. Well, sir, out of loot, the New York Yankees since '05, right, after their, reigns of three-peats and whatnot, has value have gone up 888%, yearly revenue up 245%, and payroll is up 48%, all right? So, it's not that you're out of loot, it's that, we're good enough to make the World Series. As long as we get there, who cares, but obviously, the AL is a lot weaker than the NL, right? In the NL, I feel like there's every one World Series type team in the AL, there's two in the NL. Because you got the Yankees, who are contendent for the World Series appearance. I feel like the Guardians, you can say, are contenders as well. And then you're going to be looking at, the AL West and kind of think I don't know. I think maybe Boston, but really the Yankees are heavy favorites on paper. But the NL has a lot of teams, and I feel like the ownership and that Brian Cashman think their team's good enough to make the World Series, and that's all they care, of being able to get as many games as possible, as many sold out playoff games as possible. We win the World Series, yes, but if we don't, And, they're out of loot means I'm not trying to really be like my father and actually be all in and get a proper third baseman. We're going to roll in with DJ LeMahieu or Oswaldo Cabrera, and in DH we're gonna have Dom Smith or something crazy like that, which is absolutely terrible considering it's just an absolute joke show, a comedy show, really. I think Boston Red Sox fans are having a joyous offseason considering they have two third basemen fighting for that third base position in Devers and Bregman. Meanwhile, the Yankees have nobody wants third base for the past 2 years. Glaber, we just traded for an elite second baseman. Can you go in third since you played that? Nope. I'm staying right here even though I'm the worst defensive second baseman. And you extended that manager, by the way. But anyways, so Mr. Hal Steinbrenner came out and said, I'm making changes that are going to help us win, right? And they were saying he made a couple changes, and he said, I'm just interested in winning, making any change possible that wins. Well, apparently we're changing, not only that, the song after losses, ironically. Every time the Yankees lose at home, they would play New York, New York. And now we're going to be playing Today That's Life. So I'm not sure how changing the song after a loss is going to help us win games. What's going on there? And then we changed, obviously, the beards for Devin Williams. Devin Williams, of all players, is who we're they went and asked our best players, and Cole, Judge, and Stanton. What do you think about us changing the beard tradition? They all said, you know what, we don't want that to be changed. If you have a problem shaving to be a Yankee, then you shouldn't be here. And then Hal Steinbrenner went through 1 year, out the other, and said, you know what, this is gonna help us win. Well, spend the money and sign the players then. How about that? You change the beard thing to sign players, and then you come out with, we're out of loot. What? That makes no sense. That's like going to the gas station, getting a bag of chips, and expecting not to pay for it. Why? That makes no sense. It's frustrating to think that. What gets me the most is the Dodgers just beat us, absolutely embarrassed us in the World Series, outmanaged us in the World Series, So we extend the manager who made fatal mistakes that I, from my couch, would have been able to tell you that was wrong before it happened. I said Nestor Cortez coming in was a bad idea, and they should have put Tim Hill. He walks us off game one, and then the next game, Tim Hill comes in, and Freddie Freeman pops out against them. So not only that, in that game, when I looked back at it, Oswaldo Cabrera comes substitutes in for Gleyber Torres, and they kept Jazz Chisholm at third, and they kept Oswaldo Cabrera at second, even though this season we're going to roll in with Jazz Chisholm at second and Cabrera at third. And then Cabrera made a mistake that led to the Dodgers getting on base, to load up the bases. So I'm just another managerial error. Obviously, bases loaded, down 4-2 or 4-1, right? In Dodger Stadium, or 4-2, right? And then you put in Jose Trevino out of Trent Grisham, Jason Dominguez. Trent Grisham, who has great numbers in Dodger Stadium. Jason Dominguez, who has more pop than Jose Trevino. Honestly, anybody on that bench would have been better than Jose Trevino, and he just flew out at the end of the game. Boom, you're down 2-0 going back to New York. I'm just, wow. That's all I got to say. But out of loot, extending the manager, our best hitter in October, and the season hasn't even started. We're going to be rocking Dom Smith, DH, DJ LeMahieu, third, or Cabrera, or Peraza. We've already, yeah. Season's already over. I really want this to end because somehow the richest franchise in baseball is out of loot without a third baseman. If the Dodgers didn't have a third baseman, right, they have Max Muncy, who got skinnier, who looks better than he did last year. If they didn't have Max Muncy and instead had nobody to fill in at third base, they would have got an Arenado trade done a week ago. They would have got Arenado or something like that. They would have brought in a solidified third baseman instead of bringing in having two minors guys, fight it out, and a guy that's way past his prime. But yeah, anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the New York Yankees will be able to win the World Series, or where do you think they're going to end up finishing? For me, at the moment, I'm thinking wild card. I don't even think they win the division. If I had to put my life on the line, I'm thinking, this is from a Yankees fan, I'm thinking Boston wins the division at the moment. They've got an insane lineup. They've got pitchers that if they could really figure it out, they could have a great rotation. I think the Yankees have a way better rotation and bullpen, but lineup wise, we don't compete. I'm sorry. Devers and Judge, compare them year round, I'd rather have Devers bat. Bregman coming in, well, they have two third basemen. What do we got going on? Tristan Casas can figure it out. They obviously, they've got guys coming in that could fill in these infield positions as well that they don't even really need unless Trevor Story gets hurt, which will most likely happen. But they have guys, they have kids coming in that could easily just, you'll forget about Trevor Story getting hurt. You have a great outfield. I don't know. It's just, they have the best left fielder, ironically, and ours gets the ball lost in the sun. I'm depressed, man. This is depressing me. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe right now to save me from this, because I'm gonna be watching this in a month time, and I'm gonna be so sad just remembering last season, man.